Whoa, guys, look at that! Raven! Oh my god!
Cameras around the world capture hair-raising creatures or outrageous encounters. And today, we have picked some of the eeriest stuff shot on camera for you to ogle at. Creepy caveman. This next clip brings creepy and scary to the next level. This video is from 2021, when a reporter was doing a story on one of the city's sewers about its strange noises. And while she was there, she felt there was someone staring at her from the dark. When she went closer, it was a human who was all covered in mud and looked like he'd been detached from the world for a very long time. When the reporter asked the guy about his name, he told her that it was Bill. But when she tried to ask her more questions, all the creepy guy said was Ratman, with a freakish smirk on his face, which was enough to creep out us and the reporter, who felt it was high time to flee from the place. Ghost bike. Golly, is this bike moving on its own? Yikes, it is! This legit ghost bike is from Singapore and was recorded on one spooky November night in 2019. At first, the driver had no idea that the bike was moving on its own, but when he got close, the invisible rider started showing off his skills. Even I was initially perplexed, but after watching it over and over, it became evident that the dead spirit still roamed the earth today. Ouija board gone wrong. Hey, just so you know, meddling with darkness can lead to disasters, and this guy learned it the hard way. This guy intended to summon spirits during a live stream on YouTube, but soon realized he had made the biggest mistake of his life. As he began, the glass shattered into pieces, and then the drawer behind him opened and his paranormal meter reading started going up. After which, hell got loose, and he had no choice but to run outside the house. Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Sasquatch on cam. While discussing strange things, leaving out Bigfoot is a slugfest, and here is very clear proof of its existence. This video was uploaded 4 years ago by a guy named Daniel. He was burning the leaves behind his house and recording the whole thing for some apparent reason. While his camera recorded something running in the smoky background, and when Dan looked at the clip himself, he knew that it was no human, as the figure was really fast and looked like it was trying to get by undetected, which sums it up being a real Sasquatch. Well, at least I think it does. But if you have any other explanation for it, tell us in the comments section. Creepy shadow. Sometimes I feel like phantoms are out to get the TikTok, as here, ruining another video. This young girl was about to do her dance routine for her TikTok. Look how she gets up to break some moves. But before she even notices, something dark and eerie with glowing eyes bolts in front of her, halting her act and giving us a really bad jump scare. You also got scared, right? I mean, who wouldn't after watching this? Creepy barnacle. Blimey, why does this creature have so many tongues? Just so you know, this strange animal had also baffled scientists at first. A couple of tourists fishing in the port of California discovered it back in 2014. When the couple first saw it, they did not know what to do but to throw it back into the water. Doing so, they recorded the encounter for proof. When they uploaded the video, it was revealed that it was Megabalanus californicus, aka a California barnacle, and surely is one of the weirdest creatures out there. And if you're wondering about its rainbow-colored flaps and toothy organs, don't worry, those are just its legs. Stalking spirit. I'm sure we all felt that we were being watched at some point by a spirit or something similar. But that eerie feeling came true for this 5-year-old and his mother, Louise Lenton. She was recording him playing with his bicycle, and suddenly she spotted what she thought was a ghost watching for her son from her neighbor's Oldway mansion window. And when she checked the video to eliminate her suspicion, Lenton found that she was right, and a spooky figure had stalked her son while he was playing. Hypnotized mop. What on earth has gotten into these people? Why are they acting spellbound? This video from one of Nigeria's parks is still an unsolved mystery. It shows mobs of people standing in odd conditions, being completely stationary. And why were they acting so? Well, no one has any explanation for that. What do you think is going on here? Ghost in Eagles Hotel. This next entry might make you ditch your next trip to Illinois, as it shows a haunted hotel, Eagle's Nest of Quincy. As you can see in the clip, the hotel corridor is standing apparently empty, with a cleaning trolley resting motionless and unattended by one of the doors of the room. Just then, out of nowhere, a black shadow with a vaguely humanoid shape comes flickering through the doorway and hides behind the cleaning trolley and goes back in this split second. Car stuck upright. I'm sure you've heard about the levitating rock, but have you seen levitating cars? No? Well, here you go then. This phone cam footage shows a car traveling on a rainy highway, and suddenly the camera focuses on the car wafting in the middle of the road like it does not know gravity. And how did this happen? Well, nobody knows. Ant bridge. Are those ants hanging like that? They most certainly are. Who knew ants could pull off something like that? This one-in-a-million moment was recorded in Nap interrupting bear. This bear appears to have a favorite person. Yes, this Chucky bear was skulking around the suburbs of Massachusetts. He then entered one of the residents' homes. First, he wanted a sip from the pool. However, the bear noticed a calmly dozing human and was compelled to approach him. The man was awakened by the bear's sniffing and then dabbing of his feet, which caused him to notice that a large black bear had quickly fled the house after realizing the incentive. But the perplexed person could not even understand what had just happened. Ghost vexing the shopkeeper. This security cam captured the paranormal activity spooking a Brazilian hairstylist out of business. This video was recorded back in July of 2022. It shows a barber attending to his customer when his lead suddenly turns on its own and the lights begin to move. But it does not end there, as even the neck trip is freakishly pulled by something invisible, causing people in the shop to flee for their lives. Haunted wheelchair. Okay, what does a ghost do when it's too weak to move? Well, it uses a wheelchair to move around. Duh. Yeah, I'm not kidding, because that is exactly what happened in one of the hospitals in India on May the 2nd, 2022. This spooky CCTV shows a wheelchair rolling toward the hospital entrance, but as you can see, no one is sitting in it. At first, it seems like it's moving by the wind, but when it turns, the air notion goes out the window, and the only thing we can point to is that it is being moved by some supernatural power. Some might say that it was just a hoax, but even the management of the hospital confirmed that they had no idea why the wheelchair was moving in such a way. Unidentifiable creature. Now, what is this supposed to be? A ghost? An alien? Or an alien's ghost? I'm sure you haven't seen anything like this before, and the moment this clip hit the internet, it took the web by storm. It was a 33-second cryptic clip recorded by a security cam of the streets of Moorhead, Kentucky, and shows a pale, peculiar creature walking crookedly as if he does not want to be seen by anyone. So far, the video has everyone unsure, and no one can point out what it actually is, other than that it is otherworldly. But what about you? Have you ever seen anything like that before? Robbery stopped. We have all heard that age is just a number, and here's an old-timer proving that right. On April 3rd, 4 years ago, Grandpa Bill was standing, waiting outside of a library in Columbus. He was minding his business when he saw a suspicious man running towards him. So he sprang into action to take down the fleeing suspect by tripping the thief with his cane. Kudos to the old man for how flawlessly he does it. Cruise in tsunami. Do you love cruises? Well, then this entry is going to change your mind. This ship-blowing video is from 11 years ago, when a cruise ship got caught in Hurricane Sandy, and it shook the 1,000-ton floating hotel like a leaf. Where, as seen from inside, it appeared as if waves were attempting to redo the entire pail by moving the furniture back and forth. Jokes aside, the whole experience seems downright bone-chilling, and I'm sure nobody would like to go through such a waggle. Running shadow. If you thought that ghosts avoid heavily crowded places, then you are wrong, as this one showed up during a soccer match. During an ongoing soccer match, a ghostly figure appeared to run straight through a barrier of fans at a fast speed. The moment the footage hit the internet, it took it by storm, but no one could explain what really happened that day. Phantom dog. If ghosts are real, your dog can probably sense them. If you don't believe me, watch this spine-chilling CCTV footage from Australia, as it shows something really woofy going on in the middle of the night. When the dog comes into the frame of the camera, it seems that he is playing with another dog, which is translucent. How creepy is that? Now, what do you think this could be? Just some ghost of a dog? Or a demon that has shapeshifted? Monkey paying for pizza. Animals have a tendency to freak out humans. Well, this delivery guy got his dose of wigging out in a rather unusual manner. On Vernansky Avenue, a Muscovy schlepper was delivering pizza. But when his customer came out, it was no human. You can even see how the delivery guy steps back when he sees a monkey dressed in a gentlemanly manner coming out and reaching for the food. He hands him the box and packs his things to rush away before the wild animal gets mad about the pizza not being warm enough. Alien abduction. For people who do not believe in contactee, this footage is going to change your mind. The clip begins with a cop going toward a car for inspection, but he didn't know that grilling was going to be his last, because when he approached the vehicle, suddenly a bright light shone and the cop disappeared into thin air. What are the odds of that? The most astonishing aspect, however, is that the driver in the car is completely unconcerned about the situation. He just drives away like nothing unusual is happening. Self-centered jogger. This next entry is going to shake your faith in humanity, as people are calling it the fall of humanity. This clip went viral 5 years ago and shows a 50-year-old man jogging on the Putney Bridge. As the guy moves through the people, he comes across a woman who gets in his way. But instead of moving a little, he just pushed the woman, who dropped on the road like a leaf and almost got crushed by the bus. But thanks to the reflexes of a bus driver who swerved the vehicle to avoid a tragedy, it was later reported that the guy was arrested and had to compensate the woman for his misconduct. Stalker in the backyard. A Florida model was soundly sleeping in her house when an intruder jumped in to peek at her. This security footage shows some creepy stranger getting into the young model's yard and then slowly crawling toward her bedroom window. He even tries to look for a way to get into her room, but fails. And when cops patrolling at night come by, he hides from them. And after some time of acting all lunatic-y, he leaves. Ghost in pet store. These spooky incidents took place in a California pet store in 2018. It all started with objects in the shop falling on their own, and the uncomfortable moments were even recorded on tape, which proved that the palace staff were not making things up, but were actually experiencing paranormal activity. As seen in the video, the merchandise drops on its own and even begins to move. There has been no further explanation as to why such things were happening in the store, other than it being something supernatural. dog-shaped ashes. They say that our loved ones are always around us, and this clip might soothe your pain if you ever lost a dog. Natalie Franco Larison lost her dog named Biscuit in May 2022, and when she went by the lake to say the final goodbye, something odd happened, and the shepherd's ashes took the shape of her dog as she scattered them. I didn't know something like this was even possible, or if it was real. What do you think we should know in the comments section? Wild eyes. This ordinary woman was reporting on some political issue in 2010 when something unusual happened. Her eyes glitched in the middle of the live recording. If you don't believe me, then let's watch it in slow motion. Did you see that? Yeah, I know some of you might say it was just a camera malfunction, but if you take a closer look, it seems that the woman had realized the wide eye thing and instantaneously shook it off. Taken out by tumbleweed. How did I know that even tumbleweeds could be destructive? However, it happened in the state of California in January 2022. It first started with the tickle grass tumbling toward the highway. It was like they were jumping to invade the place, and sort of halted the whole highway. Later, this rough bent grass had taken over the residential area, and even getting out of the houses seemed impossible. Residents had to call for help to get rid of them. Look how this car is completely covered with tumbleweeds and being taken out by the authorities. Mysterious man in black. This law office was evacuated by an ET cop. Take a look for yourself. This video is from 2018 and shows a secretary at a law office in Alaska going through her normal routine. Until a strange man all dressed in black arrives. And then the tall, bald guy starts talking with the woman. But the odd part is that the CCTV shows that the man had no clear facial features. They both converse for a bit until the woman gets up and moves here and there. Then the guy makes a weird gesture with his hand, after which the woman picks her up and moves towards the door of the building and is followed by the man. Is it just me, or is this whole situation strange and eerily similar to the Men in Black films? Today's open discussion points to the incident when a security camera in a Brazilian town captured a huge spider-like creature lurking in the parking lot of one of the towns. I mean, we know that Brazil is famous for its giant spiders, but this big? I haven't seen anything like this before. But what about you? Have you ever seen or heard anything like this? Tell us in the comments section. Gumball theft. Alright, we all love gumballs, but stealing the whole machine, isn't that a bit too much? But this lowbrow went to that length and smashed the window of a Utah doctor's office and then pulled out the whole gumball machine. And just like that, he drives away. Why on earth would you do something like that, man? It is believed that these machines can cost up to $1,000, so the thief took it for money. But I just think this guy is a sweet gum fanatic who wants an endless supply. So, he took the gumball jackpot with him. Bustling a bridge. I didn't know that bustling a bridge was this easy. This cheeky vandal was on a bridge in Gu County in China's Shaanxi province and ended up bargaining more than he could handle. As you can see, for no apparent reason, he licks one of the pillars, which starts falling into the water by getting pulled by the metal chain on them. It is believed that a total of 215 fell into the river along a 750-yard stretch of the bridge. The guy was wearing a cap and a mask, so it was not possible for the police to find out who this guy was. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again